All right, so I just got to the park and I have had a very non-productive morning today, and it feels really strange because I started my 2-week vacation last week, and of course, there's nothing to do. Oh my gosh, I didn't know these things had letters. Like, oh my gosh, my vision isn't my vision isn't blurry today. Whoa. Wow. This is weird. I'm so used to my vision being blurry that, like, my vision is correct. I can actually read. Welcome to the live chat. So, I uh, I guess I was just feeling really depressed last night, and when I normally you shouldn't start drinking if you feel really depressed or sad or down, or it reminds me of those TV commercials when I was a kid, and they always told you should never consume if you're alone. It's like it's a sign that you're not doing well if you're consuming large amounts of of hooch just to get by. And I'm like thinking to myself, isn't America just doing that to itself right now? I mean, most of us are drinking pretty holiday-ish, even when it's not the holidays, because we're not certain, at least in my opinion, I'm not certain what we're supposed to do to feel happiness. Like the other day when I watched that video, and I'm not even sure, I think it was Legion of Men or someone like that, a big YouTube channel, and they were talking about how men are giving up because there's just nothing to try for. So the amount of people that are going beyond desperation to um, to a point where they're giving up on life because there's nothing really to live for. The desperation to live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I just talked to a guy who's a firefighter, and he said it's like that everywhere. Everyone, regardless of their profession, is not doing well in a financial sense. And when you don't have anything to look forward to, you're not certain what you're supposed to do. Like I'm sitting in the park. It's it's noon, and I don't know what else to do. I just don't want to sit at home, thinking about what time I'm gonna have another drink. Like I'm tired of drinking as a form of recreation and as a form of coping with the reality of life. Like right now, my car's way down there, and I had to pass that little Ramada, that Ramada, that Ramada. And everywhere I look, there's just one, even up there on that hill. I mean, I'm sure you guys can't see it on the camera. If I could zoom in, you guys might be able to zoom in. But I could see a homeless guy over there. So there's a homeless person in every single one of these little houses from me. So we're not that far away, separated from a type of poverty, right? You have people who are broke, and then you are people who are sad. They have jobs, but they don't have lives. Are you on your lunch break? No, I'm on 2-week vacation. It's like the ultimate lunch break. I actually thought about going and doing YouTube videos in my car at lunch just to make another video. But so far, I've been going to the gym at lunch to pass the time to kind of break up the day because You know, when your relationship with work goes south, right? I called out of work today a Gen Z trait. Ooh, no, you got to call out of work and then call it a mental health day. That's how you're Gen Z in it. That's what I plan on doing. As soon as your sick time renews, you call it in. And so again, look what I'm talking about. One person up there. There was a guy sitting right here on this bench when I got here. One person. I mean, I'm not telling you, I'm not blowing smoke up your rear. This is reality. Is that everyone's out here and they don't know what to do. I'm 23 and see no point. Barely make enough money to live, no girlfriend. It's a drag. That's what's getting America, despair. You know, there's nothing to live for. There's nothing to do. All the jobs are a joke. And the loneliness in our society. You guys saw that girl that walked behind me yesterday when I was at the other lake. Luckily, I can go to 3 different lakes within 5 to 10 minutes of my house. This one's 5, the next one's 10, and there's Papago Park has 4 lakes. And so, yeah, hello everyone. What's real? I love that name. Yeah, homeless like to live at the park, and a park near me has homeless tents. There's a homeless tent actually on this hill right behind me. So up here around this hill, up there, there's a guy living in a tent up there, even though it's specifically, we have city ordinances that say you're not allowed to be homeless. You know, can you believe that they wrote that into law? You're not allowed to sleep outside. So whatever you do, even if you don't have anywhere to sleep, you're expected to either walk around until you drop or do something else, because you're not supposed to be a person that doesn't have a place to sleep. That's really what it comes down to. We're all broke. I know, believe me. I know. I was eating fish sticks as the only thing left in my kitchen this morning, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not really alive if I'm a grown man eating fish sticks like I was in elementary school. You know, the worst part is I knew that the day was going to come in which I was going to have to eat those fish sticks too, right? I knew when I bought them that the only way I was ever going to eat these fish sticks is if there was nothing else to eat. And this morning when I woke up, I looked in the fridge, sketchy. Then I looked in the freezer and I'm like, here we are. Here we are. Society's begging about each other. I'm from Toronto. It's snowing and freezing. Where you at? Phoenix, Arizona. It is a balmy. I'm wearing pants, so it doesn't feel nearly as cold. But it is. Let's see. It's gonna update. It is 69 degrees right now. It's overcast. It's not cold, though. Normally, I'd expect a day like this to be cold. I hear a motorcycle coming my way, like inside the park, too. Can you guys hear that? Sounds like a motorcycle's driving. It is a motorcycle driving through the park. There's a guy doing wheelies on a motorcycle up on that hill right now. I didn't know you were allowed to drive your motorcycle in the park. Here he comes. Like I told you guys, I hear a motorcycle. I'm like, there it is. Oh, look at that. He's doing a wheelie. He's wheeling in the park. Look at that. Dude's keeping a wheelie going the dude's still doing a wheelie. Oh my God. Crickety crickets. Welcome to the channel. Hey, at least you'll have a working fridge. That's a sign of a first world country. Yeah, stay classy. I never, I never found an issue with just shoplifting. Yeah, but they're catching more shoplifters, so stop moping. He's got wheelies to live for. Probably actively wheelie. A prole actively wheelie. Man, Canada is cold, broke into the million pieces. No job, no money, no life. Oh, that's a rough, man. I feel that. No money, no life. I mean, it really does. They really do correlate with one another, you know? It's not enough to just have a job. It's like you want to be alive. Like part of the world is, why is this lady dancing around with her cell phone? Oh, Lord. Oh, she just threw her bag on the floor. Well, this is where they all go. Oh, let's see. Hey, I just donated for money. Great, thank you very much. I wish we could just all donate to each other and we could all become incredibly wealthy. Check it out. Boom, boom, boom. It's, you know, it's, I really appreciate the donations, everyone. Like, I'm not saying I don't appreciate them. Just saying that in a world, in the world that we live in, working should be enough to never need. I mean, you should just be able to work your 40-hour work week. And that should be enough. You know, that should be enough for us to be able to go on vacation and retire early. I mean, but when you're working, and it doesn't matter, if you're working, you're poor. If you're not working, you're poor. You're like, well, what's the point? We're drowning, and I got mad and checked the manager. Told him to treat his workers better. Yeah, I've actually seen how bad they treat those people. It is really terrible how employees are treated, especially in those places where you go and get blood work done. Those people sometimes are overwhelmed. I mean, I've sat there for 2-3 hours before waiting to get blood drawn, and those people are working like machines, man. And of course, just like with anything in life, they don't get any credit for working hard. Why are you not working? Go back to work. Just chilling for the rich. It's called vacation. MS, should I short Bitcoin? I mean, making a big bet that it goes down. Curious as to your thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm very curious about Bitcoin myself because I don't know how our president-elect is going to deal with a lot of problems. So far, I see a big problem with losing Bitcoin. I mean, excuse me, losing. Oh gosh, why is my brain so foggy these days? TikTok. That's what I was trying to think. I see TikTok going away as a systemic problem that is going to cause other areas to fail in our society, and I'm not exactly certain. I mean, this could be all of us soon. I mean, always people need to come together and rise. I mean, we just need to come together and vote for living wages. I mean, that's all we need. I mean, I don't want handouts. I just want to go to work and make enough money to live. Not just work to go to work again. Like sometimes you just get tired of it. Sometimes you just want to do something else. Where are you? I'm at the park. What's smoking? MS, laugh out loud. Where I work, I feel bad for part-timers. Hey, aggressively cut hours to save money down to 2 hours is the legal limit for taxes. Yeah, I got to find a new job because my job just got rid of a bunch of people so they won't bleed through money. And my aunt thinks it's $5 for me to order an Uber and go somewhere. $5? You know what? People won't pick $5 up off the ground anymore. I have seen money on the floor before and no one will even bother to pick it up. That's how little value $5 has. You know what the new $5 is? $20. That's the buying power of $5 from 3 years ago. You're like, what are you talking about? It's like $20 used to be a bit of cash. Now it's not. And so you're kind of wondering, it's like, well, if money's so useless, why are people still working? You got me. I ask myself that question all the time. Why is anyone still working? I don't know. This lady seems to be hovering around me. Everyone, oh my gosh, there's 4 people around me that all have dogs. I feel left out. Laugh out loud. I kid you not. It's like, why does anyone work? In Germany, about 10 years ago, in the Brandenburg state, they capped the price of rent. Well, that probably was a good idea, because if they don't cap the cost of rent, then people can't afford to rent anymore because the jobs aren't going to pay you enough money to rent. So I spent $72 on groceries and it all fit into 2 bags. $100 is the new $20. I agree. Hey, Donald Trump, looking good. I'm liking your policies, man. Ruining the economy even before you start. Germans are quite smart when not being subverted by foreign entities. The Germans are always smart, man. Those Germans are, never trust a German. Give what is Caesar what's Caesar. $5 is just as much worth as what society is. Think about this. Even Little Caesar's pizza doesn't have value these days. And Little Caesar was my go-to pizza when I was a kid because that's the only pizza my parents would buy because it was inside of the Kmart. It was inside of the Kmart. So it was just convenience. I can get Little Caesars. But as a kid, you don't know any better, right? As an adult, you go to work. And I was watching something yesterday. And this guy was talking about the 80s, right? He's talking about his dad. And this is something you don't learn until way in the future. My parents would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day to go to work. And I would hear the alarm go off. And I'd think to myself, that's silly to get up when it's still dark. And you go back to sleep, right? But they don't have that option. They've got kids to feed. As a person with no kids, no animals, no nothing, I don't have anything. There's nothing to keep me going back to a job that doesn't pay anything. So you stop and you take into consideration, it's like people back then, they tried really hard because they had mortgages, they had kids, they wanted to go on vacation. They wanted to do a lot more. Like, I have never had such a boring life until I became an adult. As soon as I became an adult, well, the fridge was empty, that's for sure. There were no more vacations annually. There were no weekend trips. There was nothing to do. And the worst part is, once you leave your family's home, unless you meet other people, you're not going to do anything, right? I don't like going and doing things by myself. Like, I won't go hiking. For the most part, I don't like hiking by myself because I always think I'm going to fall down. I'm going to be one of those people who has a rock fall in his leg and then maggots are going to get in there. I've watched way too many episodes of I Shouldn't Be Alive. Let's put it that way. So that's what I think about when I go outdoors. Let's see. Little Chasers isn't $5 no more. It's $7 now to $11. I think that means Little Caesars. Little Caesars isn't $5. Just like the Subway. I was watching a compilation of restaurants that are going out of business, and Subway was on there because it is. There's no way Subway can sustain itself. The quality of Subway's food has diminished exponentially since I was a kid. The $5 footlong used to taste good. Now the $20, not even a footlong sandwich, tastes like absolute taint. It tastes like rear end. The workers at my Little Caesar look like like meth heads and escaped convicts. Welcome to the minimum wage. When you work at Walmart, that's who you're rubbing elbows with in the break room. I mean, when I got hired on at Walmart, I was like, I'm looking over at the two shady characters next to me, and I'm like, these guys just got out of jail. That's what they look like, and guess what? They just got out of jail. It wasn't an exaggeration. They just got out of jail, and they were trying to get their jobs back because when they didn't show up to work, obviously they got fired because they were in jail and they couldn't make it to their shift. But yeah, they were there, and that's exactly the look that a lot of the lower class people has. When you think of Susie Rottencrotch, it is synonymous with the crackhead, right? Susie looks like she's strung out on her favorite substances. Unless you're a preacher, not a wage slave. You're doing your new profession. Be proud. Slay some pink taco tonight behind the Chick-fil-A. The girls that work at Chick-fil-A are out of my league. If there's one fast food restaurant that has good-looking chicks at it, it is Chick-fil-A. I don't know what it is. Like, even the girls at In-N-Out Burger, okay. But in order to work at Chick-fil-A, they have the same requirements as working at Hooters, man. They might as well make my pizza with an orange prison suit on. Isn't that what minimum wage comes with? Because that's the only clothes we can afford. I remember when I was working at Walmart, I came into to a different Walmart, the Walmart up the street from my house that day. And I walked up to one of the girls and I'm like, why are you wearing jeans? And because we were always required to wear dress pants up until that point. And then Walmart realized, oh crap, our workers can't afford the uniform, so we're just gonna have to let them wear anything that they want. And that decision right there. Oh my God, that decision. MS for real. The prison system is supplying slave labor in disguise as prison labor. And the pay sub-minimum wage. Well, if a living wage starts, and this is something I read, I was watching this video yesterday, that for a long time, and this is the government that knows this, living wages started around $25 to $30 an hour. The government, oh, well, you know what? $7.25, the federal minimum wage since the year 2009. Those aren't wages to keep people alive. Those are wages so that every person that's being part of the proletariat, the government should just mail you an orange suit every year. Can't afford the uniform. Prison workers make 10 cents per hour. Oh my God. So I guess when you get out of prison and you go to work at Taco Bell, it feels like you got a price increase if you're making 10 cents an hour while you're behind bars. Ouch, that hurts, man. Woo, that hurts somewhere where that caused your rear end to pucker up saying that. 10 cents an hour? I thought it was bad in China. Damn. And still, there's some guy out there right now who thinks that 10 cents an hour for prison labor is too much money. Boomers all think 10 cents is livable. There's no waking them up from the TV hypnosis. Oh, you mean the TV? Man, there's been some hot chicks. Oh my gosh, I was watching this video before I got out of my car a little while ago about toxic gym culture. Did you know that people will actively go around in a gym looking for a fight? I had no idea. I've been going to the gym every day for years and years and years. And I mean, I've had a few chicks who just give you that disgruntled look. Can we see your feet? Sure. Can we see your feet? Well, it's better than my boobs, so. All right, let's talk to my feet. There we go. Let's see. Private equity firms own those prisons. Private equity firms own everything, man. I saw videos of Chinese workers that didn't get paid for 9 months. How are you supposed to live like that? Like, I've heard of these places that don't pay their workers, and I just don't understand how people, well, I say that, and I've lived off credit cards for the past year, right? That was my go-to plan, is high interest credit cards. Whenever my paycheck would run out in between paychecks, like it did last week, I just, pull out the credit card and just make it until I get paid again. But imagine if you don't have that option. Older people think any job is better. Any job. The weird part is, I was just talking to this firefighter guy, right? And he said something to me that really stood out to me. He said to me, MillennialSteam, when I was a little kid, I thought once I got to my career as a firefighter that I would be okay. And yet I'm working a minimum wage part-time job right now on top of being a firefighter because I need extra money. And it's not for his kids. It's not for his girlfriend. It's not for anything additional. He needs to work a part-time job because he needs the money to survive. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with society? Oh my goodness gracious. Older people will tell you how smart they are while asking you to download a PDF for them. Oh my God, the worst part is I had an older person, I'm in tech, right? I had an older person who came up to me and they grabbed me and brought me back to their desk because they couldn't open up a PDF file, right? Well, they didn't even know it was an icon of a PDF file. So it was a picture of a PDF, not an actual PDF, and they kept wanting to open it and it wouldn't open, and I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening. Sometimes you walk into situations and you just have to pretend that you can't see. I know you're not done. You're not doing your foot hobby on work time. Right, this is Instapro. Hey, I don't care. I mean, I don't like wearing shoes anyway, so this is Ultra Pro. Hey, there are chicks that get paid by the toe to do this stuff, man. I've met, nearly every girl that I know is on Foot Finder, and every girl that I know has been grossed out by the men that are there. But guess what? They still do it. Let's see. Are you working on Christmas Day? No, I'll be here on Christmas Day as usual. I was last year, and last year I was feeling pretty horrible. Last year on Christmas was probably one of the lowest Christmases I've had in my entire life. I think I was still drunk. Like this morning when I woke up, I know I was still drunk because I drank until 6 o'clock in the morning because I was trying not to wake up. It's really what it comes down to. It's like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to spend another Christmas alone and miserable and broke and angry. No holidays for your poor boy. There's never been any holidays. Remember, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so we didn't have holidays. So my entire childhood was spent with no holidays, and then I became an adult, and thank God, I already experienced plenty of holidays, of 0 holidays, so that way it didn't really bother me that much. Let's see, have you heard of a man named Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electric? Please do a video on him. What's special about him? Oh, I guess I'll just have to look him up. It seems like a interesting fellow. I actually had a lady last week tell me that she wanted me to interview her on the channel because she considers herself to be a successful, educated woman. And she just wanted to show that, if you go to school, sometimes it works out. Well, I've gone to school a long time. Gen Z's almost 30-year-old. That's crazy. 96, 97 to 2012. Yeah. Let's see. The Gen Zers are hired and are insane. Let's see. Gen Zs we hire are insane. We had a guy who would spank the monkey in his car on lunch. How do you know that? How do you know that? There's been people who've been caught getting it on, employees at my job who've been caught in the parking lot getting it on in their cars. And yes, they were Gen Z. Let's see, I'm gonna install Neuralink in my Pearl brain and install traumatizing childhood Christmas memories for you as your manager. Thanks. Speaking of former CEOs, you would hate Carlos Ghosn. No, I don't know that. Please look him up, and he is the main reason why companies operate they do today. Companies went from employee focus to shareholder focus. He's a jack. He's a jack. You know what? I spanked the monkey in the bathroom and car all the time. You know, I used to enjoy spanking the monkey. Like, I remember as a kid, I remember being at Lowell's is the first time I realized that you don't have to be at home in order to spank the monkey. And I was just like in the stall, and I was just like beating the hell out of it. And then I could hear a guy taking a dump in the stall next to me, and I was like, "Oh man, you know what? I'm having a hard time doing this because it smells." And he's farting, man. But you know what? As a teenager, you can go the extra mile. And so I finished up, got out of there, and decided that if someone else walked into the bathroom, I was gonna stop because it's gross. Yeah. Laugh out loud. Let's see. Did some crap so bad when he was CEO of Nissan Renault that he's hiding out in Lebanon. I would be hiding out too. You got CEO money, you can hide out. Or like I was watching something yesterday where they were talking about your first day in prison in Japan, and then I heard about a guy who snuck out of Japan after doing some shady business. I did that in a fitness sauna too. What? Oh my gosh. I used to know a girl that used to do it in the tanning booth. She used to go to town in there, man. What? Did Carlos Ghosn spank the monkey at Nissan headquarters? Maybe that's why things got so messed up. Watch where you sit down. That was Carlos Steam. Oh my gosh. Jesus, when I worked at the university, we had people who would, laugh about where they spanked it all the time. Oh my gosh, spanking the monkey in somebody else's chair. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I did it on the plane once. Is that the Mile High Club? Spanking your monkey on a plane? I guess it kind of is. I mean, someone had a good time. I mean, for most of us, I've never been on an airplane before, so the idea of spanking it on a plane, well, with my pessimistic outlook on life, the second I touched it on the airplane, the second it would crash in the ocean. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm getting bored. I need to move around. My legs are getting tired. Let's go back and see if we can find. See if we can find a closer bench. Loving the park. Colleges are closing down nationwide. What's your goal for 2025? Survival. You're not thriving. Definitely. As Americans in America, we are definitely not thriving. There are more homeless people in this park right now than there are regular people. So this is, please don't feed me. All right. Oh, crap. I left. You guys aren't going to believe this. I walked away from the picnic table or park table without my car keys. Look at that. I left my car keys here. Brilliant move there. You're going places in life. I'm moving to Argentina. I wish Argentina would take us. I wish another country would invade America and just, put us all in orange jumpsuits. Well, looks like someone's unhappy with America. The illusion of freedom. What should be the standard uniform for all the proletariat should be an orange jumpsuit. Regardless of where you work, you should be required to wear an orange jumpsuit. And then when you have time off, you have to wear a band on your arm that says free. Otherwise, if you're not wearing the band on your shirt, they can haul you off to involuntary work camps. I wonder what's going on over there. Some girl twirling a rod in the park. Oh my God. Feeling thick today. Twirling a rod in the park. I parked my car all the way down here thinking I was just gonna hop in and bam. What is, ha ha ha. Yes, it's the Spanish equivalent. Whenever you have coworkers whose first language is Spanish, they always type ha 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 with a, I don't know what she's doing. She's twirling. She's twirling something. Clearly twirling. Oh, I hear there's a bunch of emo kids behind me. I don't know what she's doing. Definitely Gen Z. I see white sneakers with white socks and obviously has nothing to do. No job, no life, no boyfriend, no nothing. So when I came by earlier, there's a homeless woman sitting right here and a homeless man over there. So what do you think this is? All right, let's sit down. All right, let me catch up with the chat. All right, let's see. Crickety crickets. Would you want to share a call with the Cheeto? No. I can see a shadow of your long Johnny 7-pack golden. Oh my God, I am really bloated right now from drinking so much Pearl beer last night. Would you be your dream call? Hate if you Argentina invaded? No, I would be happy if any country invaded us. Laugh out loud, emo, here they come. Maybe she's May Margaretta practicing her baton twirling. I don't know. Picked a very random spot to be twirling her thing. What's your take on online business and the push of solo entrepreneur model? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. So I think it looks like a game. Let's see. I don't know what solopreneur model is. Can you explain to me what that is in the chat? It means one-man business. Oh, okay. Well, I think most YouTubers are one-man businesses, right? I mean, we sit alone in the shadows making content, sometimes while under the influence of alcohol, other times. I mean, I'm sure John right now is liquored up like you wouldn't believe, because he told me he was planning on getting wasted this morning when I woke up. Okay, is an enterprise that works solo. Well, okay, they're putting restrictions on the hub in Florida. What's your opinion on that? I think that they should have restrictions in every state. Honestly, I mean, because the internet's flooded with crap already. Who would be your dream cellmate? My dream cellmate? Can I have a Victoria's Secret model, or does it have to be a dude? Oh, not call. Dream cellmate. I mean, I really like Willow Hand, but I guess if I had to go to prison, like a prison cell, I don't know. Everything but solve actual problems. Yeah. Share the stream, proles. Hit the like, proles. There's a lot of you in here and only a quarter of you have hit the like. There you go. There, you found the like button. See? I didn't have to put any flour around it. You guys found it. Where do you find hot girls in Arizona? I don't know, man. The university. ASU seems to be where a lot of them hang out together. Like, sometimes you'll see one hot ASU chick, and then the girl right next to her will be even hotter and wearing less clothing. That would be my guess. That's the only place I've ever seen them in large numbers gather. Where I currently work has zero hot chicks at it, man. The employees are all, gross. Like, if I was in Argentina invaded, Argentina invaded us. Yeah, Argentina should invade us, man. Any country shouldn't, but Mexico should invade us, man. At least there, they don't make like a big deal about being a third world country. America does. For the 99%, America's been third world for most of our lives. You think that flushing toilets equals first world? You're wrong. Even India has flushing toilets at McDonald's. Nowhere else but at McDonald's, so it is an embarrassment to pass yourself off as a country where everyone isn't wearing an orange jumpsuit everywhere they go. Like, at least just, embrace the poverty in America. Don't try to cover it up. Don't tell you to try and pursue the American dream. Just put on your orange jumpsuit and just call it a day, man. There's no reason. I mean, America wants to put the lipstick on the pig, right? Poverty is everywhere. Poverty is real. Poverty is the normal way that most of us live. Putting that lipstick around the pig, or putting the lipstick on the pig, doesn't make the pig any less of a pig. What right would you give up on to universal basic income? Breeding. I would give up breeding in order to get universal basic income. I would even give up choking the chicken 3 days a week for universal basic income. 3 days a week, they put a cage on your on your monster, and you can't touch it no matter how much you want to. So, and they'd let you touch it on the weekends, right? You're allowed to use it. You're not allowed to use it Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, but you get it Saturday and Sunday. And if you're on good behavior, you can touch it on a special occasion. It's like a floater holiday. If you're willing to give up that, the freedom to beat the monster. That's a pretty tough one. Oh, I better take this gauze off my arm. I just had to go get. Look at that. I took it off. Oh, wait, is there any blood on it? Oh my gosh. There was one time this lady, like, she did not know how to draw blood at all. And I mean, when I took this thing off, it was like a freaking bloody tampon, man. A fresh tampon. It was so bloody. It was gross. But, you know, what can you do? I mean, some people are just bad at their jobs. I'm going to put it in this hole right here. Nobody will be able to find it. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to think. I mean, this is what, we have almost 30 people here. Well, we used to, and then it went down. Let's see. Imagine the government putting regulations on your junk, saying when you can use it, people would go mad. No, people won't go mad. People are getting paid unlivable wages, and they're just putting their heads down. People won't do anything. No matter how bad you treat people, I don't know why that pigeon wants to be on camera. You can treat people like absolute garbage, and they just will look at you like, well, it's a necessary evil. Well, it's required that the government treat us like garbage. It's required that the government provide government-issued cheese and clothing in the form of an orange jumpsuit to the whole proletariat. They won't do anything. You could walk up to poor people, slap them with a fish, and call them losers, and they would just look up at you like, well, you know, it's the government. What can you do? It's the government. Like, okay, I mean, there are consequences for this type of behavior. Remember that, people. There we go. I was wondering what that little black thing was in the bottom. It's like catching part of the stand. So, yeah, the normal people are so docile that the domestication process for the proletariat was a complete success. Oh, there, she's twirling again. She walked past me when I was over there, and I was wondering what she was going to do. I wonder if she's recording herself. Yeah, the average person doesn't really care. You know, the average person realizes that they're not really alive. That's really what it comes down to. It's like this game of us dancing skeletons out here in this economy that's hell-bent on making certain that everyone knows their place. If you're sitting at home pondering the rope, pondering the end, pondering what you're going to do in 2025 as things progressively get worse, what mechanism does the proletariat have for fighting back? Let's see. Moog will not take blank from no one. Huh? Moogie. Who's Moogie? Is Moogie a cartoon character, or is Moogie what you call your crotch? I wish I had such a cool name for my crotch. I don't really have a name for it, though. I should probably give it a name. Luigi. Okay. Luigi's going to get plenty of prison love if he doesn't get the chair before that. What are your thoughts on learning a skill like website development to bring the power back to the people? Website development, anything having to do with computers and coding is going to be done by AI. Learning difficult skills to empower our own businesses. Now, all those businesses are going to AI. You can tell AI to write just about anything, a story, a program, a game. AI is the way of the future. And I mean, think about this. When I started coding HTML, right, Just because you were cool, you would do it in Notepad. Now you can build a website just by talking to your computer. It's the future is learning how to use AI in order to make money. I'm a web dev, and and it's brutal this year. Yeah, moo gee. Moo gee. Okay, crickety crickets, you can call it that. So the pink taco is now officially moo gee. Let's see, interesting. Thoughts on Sam Altman saying that AI is slowing down and may reach a plateau. If there's money to be made, there is no such thing. Think about wages. Wages have not increased in years. Does anyone care? No. But will they continue with this way of doing things? Absolutely, because it benefits the people at the top. As long as someone's making money off of something, they're going to keep doing it. I hate to say it, but I mean, just look at the low quality. The low quality of Little Caesars Pizza hasn't hurt them in 20 years. Taco Bell, low quality. MS, give us Proles an NBA player for tonight. NBA parlay. I don't know what you want. I don't watch pro sports. You know, every time I kind of get like distracted when I'm sitting in a restaurant and they have Pro Ball on the screen, I look at it and I'm like, do people really pay millions of dollars to watch grown children carry a ball over and over again? I'll do an option on spy if MS is blessed. I don't know what that means. Capitalism will eat itself. Hopefully, it eats itself soon. Parlay is a bet that includes multiple outcomes. Oh, okay. I don't know what that. I don't know anything about sports. We're at the 30 proles. Oh my gosh, we did reach 30 proles, and most of those proles have not hit the like button for some reason. Their hand must be broken, or their hand is where it shouldn't be right now, which is in their pants. Now take your hands out of your pants, proletariat, and hit the like button. Consequences for what type of behavior? Allowing society to degrade to the point where most of people don't want to be alive. An option is bet that the stock market goes down or up. I really don't know. The stock market has lost a lot, but then it bounces back and then it goes down. I wouldn't know. I always join at the awkward moment. Desi, you did join at the most awkward moment. Take your hands out of there. Let's see, MS. I'm changing first letter of the name so that your channel doesn't get in trouble. Some people have been demonetized for talking about. Oh, okay, Moogie. Okay. No, I think they're gonna try and give him a state-sponsored free ticket to the other world. The state charges, they carry a heavy penalty. I think they're trying to make an example of him. And it's sad because I think he did the right thing, but I don't think that they want people looking that way. They don't want people looking too closely at why our society is the way that it is, because of course when something like this happens, people start thinking about universal everything, right? Universal housing, universal income, universal job security. That's something that I would like to see, is more in the way of people having not to be homeless. And the only way to keep people from being homeless is to provide a social safety net, which doesn't exist. This whole park is full of homeless people. If there was a social safety net, we wouldn't have people living in the park. You wouldn't have people who couldn't get treatment for things that they need treatment for. You know, you can't control when you're going to get sick. But guess what? If you don't have the money, chances are getting sick is the beginning to the end. The people in my break room watch the TV like a dog watching a ball go back and forth with their tongues hanging out. Oh my God, I've seen that look. I've seen that look so many times that I I don't know what to say. Yeah, yes, people must have uh, a sacred cause. Yeah, they have little puppy dog brains like the dog from the movie Up, and that's why it's so easy to control them. When you don't want people to think a certain way, you tell them, don't think a certain way. When we saw Assassin's Creed do what he did, it was a person that either got fed up and wasn't going to, not being able to get it up for the rest of your life because of a back injury. It's a great motivator to do bad things. And I know that for a fact, when he went to go do that, he thought that this bad thing would lead to a change. He didn't do it because he wanted to. He did it because he wanted change. And if you want change, then there's going to have to be a lot more bad things that happen in our society to a lot of bad people that are running our world. There are a lot of despicable people that are walking the streets right now, people that shouldn't be walking the streets. They shouldn't be allowed to do the things that they do. And yet we somehow, again, look the other way every time that something doesn't go right. And the perfect example here is I'm going to use the government bailouts in 2008 for the businesses that were too big to fail. You let those businesses fail and society crumbles along with it. I wouldn't be surprised if the airlines came around asking for money again. The auto industry is going to be asking for money again while we can't afford to buy those cars. And it's like a video I watched yesterday of a guy working on top of a house, right? He's working on building the frame of a house. He's framing a house, and he makes a TikTok, building a house that I can never afford to live in. This is our society. We built a society in which we can't afford to live in it, and then you expect people to behave. You're always supposed to behave. Let's see, I think he saw it as his life purpose. He doesn't care if he goes to the other side, as you say. No, he didn't care. Once he moved against those people, he knew that the outcome was going to be bad. When, let's see, 2008 is when capitalism bit it. Yep, they ruined our circus and now are taking away our bread. Dangers for a government to do. They're taking away our bread in every sense. They're trying to take away our bread, our housing, our will, when people don't have any reason to try, which is something that I figured out really quickly about working, is when people don't have any reason to try, it's harder and harder to put the orange jumpsuit on them. You're trying to get people to accept the fact that they're working for nothing. They're working for a company that doesn't want to provide them with anything, even basic health insurance. Like I said, the corporations in 2025 are going to try to steal back some of those alleged benefits that they give you. But if you don't benefit from the corporation in the sense that the wages are so low that they are part of their benefits should be a living wage, and it's not. So the contract, this agreement we have with work, it's a broken system in which there is no reason to obey. And that's what happened with this guy. He came to the conclusion that there's no reason to obey rules that were designed only for the super rich. Everyone else gets the middle finger unless you're rich. You wake up every day. What are you supposed to do? I don't want to work anymore. I know you don't want to work anymore. No one wants to work anymore. And it comes down to one simple thing. All they had to do was offer us enough to live off, enough health care, enough housing, enough leisure. That's all we want. We don't want to be rich. We want what we deserve. We go to work and we get the crumbs. Every single day we get the crumbs. And you're like, well, why are tens of millions of people getting the crumbs. Want a new car? Well, new cars aren't for proles, right? That's where you're driving around that busted up Geo Metro from the 90s. You're not driving that Metro because you look good in it. Or maybe you're so damn ugly that the Geo Metro makes you look good. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I'm not going to win any picture contest, that's for sure. And most of the proletariat is unattractive, to say the least. I mean, I'm at the park. It's the middle of the day. I've seen maybe one chick that's mildly attractive. Yeah, that's it. On the average day, I would say that you don't really see that many attractive women. Not at all. Huh. Democracy means people power. So here's a simple question. Do you feel powerful? Has your politics system empowered you? No. We're wearing orange jumpsuits to work. That's the way the system empowers you. Everyone gets an orange jumpsuit. I like your rants. They're awesome. I try not to, man. I really do until I get worked up, and I might still be liquored up. So I try not to go on rants because I think I listen to them sometimes, and I'm like, I can't believe I said that. Whenever you guys leave a comment on my videos and I go back and I watch it, sometimes I can't believe the things that come out of my pie hole. Like, I should definitely be sitting in a room. What do they call it? Room 101? That room from 1984. Let's see. As the world says, capitalism is about capital. Capitalism is run for the people with capital, rich folks, corporations, and above all, banks. It's what I've told you guys for years on this channel. Capitalism doesn't work if you can't afford capital. I don't own anything. I don't own a house. I don't own a car. I don't own anything. The only thing that I get to do every day, and it's against my will, is go to work. And I don't like working. I don't care what the job is. If they were going to pay me, $300,000 a year to sit on my ass doing nothing in my roach-infested apartment, oh my gosh, I was going to make a video. So I started sucking all of the roaches that I see in my house into this clear tube, right? So I have this clear tube. And just from yesterday to today, there's so many roaches. The inside of this clear tube is brown. That's how many are in there. And there's so many little tiny ones. Like, they're breeding like crazy in the walls. But when it comes to affordable housing, this is it for the proletariat. It's either this or you're living out here at the park. And as a person who's had to live at the park before, it sucks, man. The original form of democracy introduced by the ancient Athenians, what is that word, was designed to take power from the rich oligarchs and give it to the people. Well, I think we can learn something from them, because right now the people have nothing. The people have less than nothing. The people have what I would call lives that have no meaning. They have nothing to do. I mean, life is boring at the bottom. I mean, look at me. I just sit in the park every day for an hour talking to myself. And this is what passes for entertainment. There's nothing else. There's nothing to do at my house except for make more videos, and it gets harder and harder to make videos with the more videos that I make. So it's just like this girl. We're all sitting out here twirling our fan, except for instead of twirling our fan, we're twirling our wiener. We need to take our power back from the government. Oh, that's easier said than done. Business owners of my prole job showed up the other day in the Porsche, complained to the to the proles that life is hard because he can't leave his house to his grown child because of very high tax rates. Hey man, enjoy alone. I get to enjoy alone time with the monster way too often. Just swinging your thing in the air. Let's see. Can you imagine a simple, ordinary person in the White House who never earned more than $50,000 a year, but was a decent, capable, hardworking, and intelligent teacher? For example, it's impossible, isn't it? So much for democracy. Yeah, most of the politicians that we see are Harvard-educated people who come from family with the same kind of education. You should put that roach tube on the desk at your apartment complex with a note that says, Merry Christmas. Well, I'm sucking them into one tube, and then I should put them into the other tube. One sucks and the other one shoots. It could be an air cockroach gun where I could just walk around shooting my neighbors with my cockroaches. Cockroach gun. Check it out. Bam! Spreading joy to the world by shooting people with cockroaches. It's loaded and ready to go, too. Oh my God. If anything, shooting people with cockroaches. Well, at least you guys have something. I'm not sure if you guys, it's even showing up, but she's been out there twirling her thing now for like the last half an hour. Oh, Lord. Sweet, sweet boredom. Like the fart gun from the Minions. Except with more texture. Because as I told you guys, my house smells like cooked cockroaches because they're getting inside of the wireless router. So when they climb in there and they get cooked, the smell comes out. And I tried to suck them out of there, but every once in a while, I'll just see one popping out, like a person leaving a bar at 2 a.m. They're kind of wandering around. I wish I could focus it better, but I don't think I can. For my fellow skits proles, snow removal is an awesome job for those of us that can't function at these crappy customer-facing positions. Oh my God. I can't imagine having to deal with people, especially in a place where it is considered it's bougie, right? So you have to be extra fake, like working at an upscale grocery store, right? Where you have to show up every day at work. You know what you're making, you know what your customers are making, because you can't shop at Whole Foods or let's just go up one notch, AJ's Fine Foods, and not have real money. Like, these aren't the people that shop at the 99-cent store for groceries like I do now. It's a different clientele. It's the people that have to be super phony, right? No one's going to get mad at you if you're not smiling and you're working at the Dollar General. But if you're not smiling while you're making the same amount of money that you're making at the Dollar General while working at AJ's Fine Food, you're going to find yourself unemployed very quickly. Laugh out loud, MS. You're so on point. Seattle has all these fancy stores, and the workers have to wear makeup, improve appearance, and just get paid the same regardless. Smile, damn it, while they cram a pole in your rear end. That's how I felt when I worked at Kroger's. Every day, my boss would come up to me, MillennialSteam, you're not smiling. And I'm like, I'm broke. He's like, that doesn't matter. Everyone here makes the same amount of money that you do. You're going to smile for this job, or else get the hell out of here. I mean, and that's really what it comes down to. It's like, smile, poor people. Retail are hell, as I used to say, call centers as big hell, but retail is an extra large hell. Never be in until it's a shop where people doesn't come. Smile harder. Ooh, smile harder makes me think of push harder on the toilet. It's going to come out. Get it. Get that turd. A prophet quote from Thomas Jefferson, the most intelligent and far-sighted president America has ever had, who also owned slaves, I'm sure. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive armies. The issuing power should be take from the bank and restore to the people to whom I properly belongs. I agree. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Oh my God. I always smile at people. Showing you your teeth has a good intimidation tactic. I've been wearing a retainer for what now? About a year. God, it's been a year. So I have to, I hate it. I hate wearing these things. And I went to the dentist last week, and I was just like, he's like, if you don't keep wearing this thing, it's not gonna work. And I'm like, production association position. I don't know. I feel like whenever I'm with Mello, like both of our expressions feel the same to me. Like both of our... What? Is that a mating noise? Is that how you know human females are in heat, when they make that noise? Uh-oh. Susie Rottencrotch might be nearby. She's going into heat, people. There it is. Oh, she's presenting now. Susie, run. Hey, she's just like one of those monkeys with the pink rear ends. What are they called? Is it orangutan? No, it's not an orangutan. It's called a baboon with a pink booty. Oh, going into heat. Look how bright pink it is. Bam. Oh my God. I was watching something this morning, and I don't know why. I bet she's a hoot. That's what she said in the sack. Get in, Susie. We're about to have a bumpy ride. She has big hooters. Wherever she is, she's close by, right? Corporations will massage you with kindness so they can suck that sweet bank account goodbye. Okay, I'll stop. No pun intended. Oh, they can suck that sweet bank account. They sure love sucking, don't they? Damn. It's like you're sitting around waiting. That's the sad part in America. You're sitting around for a payday that's not even a payday. When we get paid, it's like, well, where's the rest of it? This is a good first payment, but I'd like to see 3 or 4 of these paychecks, and then we'll call it a paycheck. It's like seeing a guy with a 2-inch wiener, right? It's there. I mean, it's this big. It's there, but we need something that's more like this big. This is your paycheck. This is what you need. Paycheck, what you need. Paycheck, what you need. Sorry, guys. I'm being obnoxious. Oh, my God. I don't think I've ever said anything so vulgar in my life. But it's true, right? What you expect, and then what you actually get. Then you take it to the store and then you look around and you feel inadequate about the size of your paycheck, right? Oh my God. Are you Dominican? No, I'm Hispanic. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, why are all the birds making noises? Oh, it's probably too much. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I've been on here for that long. Uh-oh, I gotta get ready to go to the gym because I skipped the gym this morning because I was down and out, people. Down and out. I was not going to get up. Every apartment I've ever rented has had a refrigerator. Okay. Well, every apartment that I've rented doesn't have little animals living inside of the refrigerator that are eating my food, and therefore I don't like putting things in it because why put them in there if they're just going to get into everything? Man. I'm tired. Did you guys hear that? Oh my God. Apparently, if you eat the fish that swim in this park, it will give you hemorrhoids. You heard it here first. I'm not certain what logic that is. It must be some sort of Gen Z logic. Just like it's making the frogs not straight, right? Swimming around in there's making the frogs not straight. I do like the fact that, when I was a kid, obviously they didn't know this, but they have around me, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different places where the water's bubbling up, they're aerating the water. And I think that keeps the water from getting stagnant because when I was a kid here, ooh, this water was nasty. Now there's just no fish. I think it's because they empty it out every year. Because at this time of the year, you should have seen bass jumping around on the top chasing shad. And when I was a kid, you could catch shad because they'd run along the edges, right? The largemouth bass would chase them into these edges, and the shad would move up and down the sides of these walls along the water. The shad would actually jump out of the water. So anyhow, people, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thank you guys, especially you, Desi. Special thanks to Desi for her wonderful bird humor and everyone who participated in the chat. I'll be back tomorrow because I've got nothing to do. Oh, I got, let's see. Have in cold Kentucky battling this funky, weird COVID strain making its rounds around town, and I've had 5 days and I'm recuperating. Well, Alonzo, I hope you get better. See you, Steam. Thank you, Morty. Bye, Desi. I am